Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today we'll be doing some oranges. I wanted to just have a simple subject today, but still I'll do my best to make it look as realistic as possible, because you know how much I love realism, how much I appreciate the trueness of an object or subject. So the colors that we'll be using for today's painting tutorial are as follows. We have titanium white, black, burnt sienna, lemon yellow, and yellow ochre. The colors that I just mentioned will be listed in the description box below, so just check them out if you forget something that I just mentioned. Anyway, I'm gonna sketch first the subject, and for the background, we'll be doing the plain white background. I'm using a 10 by 14 canvas board. So if you want to get a similar canvas, so that's the size. If you want a proportionate canvas, you can choose a smaller one, like maybe 5 by 7 inches, something like that. So just stay with that range, with that proportion. And I'm gonna sketch first my subject. And of course, since we'll be doing some oranges today, I'll be using burnt sienna. Okay, because this will serve as the darker undertone. Let's begin now. So, in all honesty, we'll be doing a lot of oranges today. And if you're thinking oranges that are not yet eaten or not yet peeled, no, we're actually painting some orange slices. I call it slices, even if it's not really slice. So let's start first with the shape. Of course, if I commit a mistake, I'm just gonna paint over it. That's how it should go. But I'm using my paint straight away because for me, it's also it's a learning process for me if I use my paint straight away. If I use a pencil or a pen in sketching, I feel like I'm restricted and I'm too tight. I don't like that. If it's painting, it's painting. If it's drawing, it's drawing. By the way, yesterday I just celebrated my 3rd year on YouTube as an art teacher. Yay! So I've been teaching for 3 years now online, and well, of course, including those including those painting sessions that I've had in the past. Okay. I know it looks like banana more than orange, but trust me on this one, these are oranges. And I'm also excited because this is, I think, the first time that I'm doing something like this. Usually I'm really focused on one subject, one object, but this time I wanted to do something else. Yeah. All right, so that's the sketch. So take a screenshot if you want. I'm gonna change my paintbrush. I'll be using a squarish brush. Of course, this is an old brush of mine. I haven't bought really new brushes for the longest time. because I don't feel like I need to. So I'll be getting my burnt sienna and my yellow ochre and yellow and tiny bit of black, just tiny bit, just to tone down the color. This will serve as the underpainting. So we'll be using some darker tones first before we proceed with the real color of the subject. So just paint the spaces with this color. So just remember where your sketch lines are positioned. So again, just burnt sienna, yellow ochre, tiny bit of yellow, and tiny bit of black. It's just the color that I'm using. The reason why I'm individually underpainting it, I'm not just, scrubbing paints in one go, is still, I want to follow my sketch lines because it guides me in the process. I mean, as I go through the process of completing the painting, the sketch has to be there, at least while I'm doing the painting or as I go, so that I'm guided with the proportions and the locations of each part of the painting. So I'm still remembering where I placed the sketch lines, even if I could have simply slapped some paints on straight away in easy go. Some people will do that, some people are like me, but let's just do whatever it is that works for us. If it doesn't work for you the way I'm doing it, you can always change the way you do things. This is a tutorial, but this is not a compulsory way of doing things. This is not even mandatory for you to follow, and you will still come up with the same painting most likely if you do your own thing. This is just a guide of how things should be done for those who want to follow my style and my painting style. All right, so while we have this color on our paintbrush, I'm just gonna add tiny bit of black. Let's start creating some shadows already, okay? So I'll be using some dark brown. Okay, and I'll be using that right here. Okay. This will definitely make sense later. For now, I'm just gonna show you how things are gonna go. Okay, here I go again with my fingers. Just darkening this. Alright, okay. I'm gonna change my brush. So now I'm gonna get my orange. And I'm gonna spread some orangey color right here. I'm using pure orange on the first orange slice that I have. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow. And okay, since yellow is quite challenging, to be honest, to use, just apply more yellow, like more paints. Okay, don't restrict yourself with just one blob of yellow. Apply more paints. Okay, now I'm gonna outline this first slice with some yellow. Okay, actually I'm gonna mix my yellow with a little bit of white. Indeed, you know, yellow is quite difficult to handle. Right, and using the same yellow, let's create some like details. We'll be using a finer brush later. For now, let's just go. Some yellow colors. I'm gonna get some white, but I'll be using a more pointy brush. I'll be adding some grayness to the white so that we're not yet using pure white. Like that. Okay. Still not pure white, all right? Just make some like markings. Right, I'll be adding a little bit of yellow so that we create those patterns. Right. And let's go right here. Let's just do first the white patterns so that we avoid coming back. I mean, yes, we will do those reapplying things as we go because this is painting, but as much as possible, let's reduce that chance of going back to certain areas that we've already painted on, right, as much as possible so that we save time. So the back orange slice is quite disappearing from the background. It's more of almost disappearing. Apply some yellows. Okay, now that we've all right, the back will be done later. For now, let's focus more on what's right in front of us right here. So I'm gonna get my brown and black mixture, and I'm gonna use a lot of water. I'm gonna glaze some areas so that I give it dimension. Right, so here. So I'm gonna darken some areas now. Okay, and using some, and of course I apologize for the street sounds. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to some street sounds. So I'm gonna use some burnt sienna on certain areas. But I'm using a lot of water as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go around this slice. By outlining it a bit. Try to outline it without drawing too much. Like, don't make it look cartoonish. Unless that's the image that you want. It's alright, of course. Alright. I'm going to make it brown a bit. I'm going to get my yellow. Just glaze, okay. So this is actually more of a technique. Also here, I'm using paints, but I'm not really painting over, I'm glazing. I'm gonna get my white, and again, let's make the background slices quite disappearing. Let's not give it too much, what they call this, details. Let's place them there without emphasizing them. Okay, I'm getting my brown. Okay, I'm getting some yellows. Okay. And some black markings here and there. So some yellow and white, so that we really give this some realistic vibe. Oops, it's too dark. Right, and then some orange. Some orange markings, applying it as if I'm using watercolor, as you can see. Right, just like that. So more veins. I call it veins. Let me check. Oh, this is actually nice. I'm getting orange, and I'm just gonna apply that color. Right here. And then more yellow. It's all about technique. So I'm applying pure white here and there. Okay. Now let's focus on the, what they call this, the shadows and some light play. So I'm gonna lighten this back slice a bit. Again, we want it to be quite disappearing. So here. Okay, lightening some areas. Okay. Let me check. Okay. I'm gonna create some shadowing. So using orange, just gonna add a little bit of that. right here. I'm gonna soften that shadow or light. Right here. So I'm just gonna clean because some paints went outside my line. Right, and then using white, I'm going to kind of glaze a little bit. Just a little bit. And then using some yellow, I'm gonna glaze again. Just the upper part to give it some light play and dimension. Okay, some more. You can add more veins if you want, or those, you know, when you peel the orange, you see a lot of like tiny veins. You know what I mean, right? This is quite disappearing in the background, so let's not give too much details. Right. This is really quite different from the usual things that I do, and I think it's nice. Okay, so you can see the sun is already hitting my canvas almost. Yeah, this is quite nice. This is easy and very minimalistic as to colors. Yeah. It's gonna lighten. There you go. So I think I have to sign this now, all right? Because this is done and it's very simple. We didn't have to stress so much about any other color. So I'm gonna sign this now and I'll be using my black. Right here. Okay. So we're done and I hope you enjoyed this simple video. And if you're painting along with me, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this painting, let me know as well in the comment section below. And see you in my next video. Bye guys. Love you.